And the funny thing is, like, they talk about the man who can climb anything, but he don't climb very fast. Like, I thought when they say he's a man who can climb anything, I thought he was going to, like, and just zoom.
Sure.
Yeah, that fool...
Leisurely pace.
He just... he going up like a ski lift almost.
Here I go. Honestly, they could have just shot him.
Hey everybody, Double Toasted Live is coming to New York on September 10th. Hey, that's my big birthday weekend, so help me celebrate with you. You can get your tickets right now over at doubletoasted.com or go to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted-Brooklyn. Hey, there's a limited number of all access tickets and VIP tickets. They're going pretty fast, so go over there and get your tickets now. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. As I said, people, before the Suicide Squad, there was Suicide Squad. Now, the Suicide Squad, getting some pretty decent reviews out there.
You know the deal. Complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence.
Yeah, this has been getting some very decent reviews. This is it's not even out yet. Already got 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Just from the trailer, I'm giving it a good review.
I'm giving it a good review. Mine is up there. I'm part of that 96% right there, and I haven't even seen it yet. It has almost a week before this comes out on HBO Max. No one can say that The Suicide Squad is a good movie without saying, yeah, unlike this piece of shit right here. People cannot give a compliment without coming in and talking shit about this movie. Yeah. Go ahead, try it. It's not possible. Go ahead. Say it. Yeah, the Suicide Squad, I can't wait, but this. It's not possible, people. Apparently no one can do it. And David Ayers, he's sitting up here like, damn, y'all. Y'all got a good Suicide Squad movie now. Y'all got what y'all asking for, and y'all still can't stop me, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
He says, man, it's like arguing with a chick. It's like, man, that was 5 years ago. Why you still bringing up that old shit, man?
Old shit.
Yeah. That's him in the crowd right now. Why y'all bringing up this old shit, man? And then he even put out a letter. 2-page letter, pretty much saying, man, y'all leave me alone.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a 2-page letter. But actually what it's saying is a 2-page letter saying, you know what? Y'all go ahead and keep talking shit. Me, I got no more to say about it. There was a time I felt the way, but you know what? I'm done. I'm moving on with my life.
It's healthy.
It is healthy. It is. But there was a day he was looking at Warner Brothers and saying, hey, I want my cut. I want my director's cut. You know, y'all gave old Zachy his cut over there. It's like, but yeah, man, come on, the man's. Yeah, y'all killing me too. Fuck, let me have my cut. Justice League, everybody demanding it, and they said, hey, look, you didn't see the real film. You didn't see Zack Snyder's vision. And David Ayers said, well, shit, they did the same thing to me. They took my movie, they took my vision and just mangled it. That thing that you saw that you thought was Suicide Squad, that's not the Suicide Squad that I want to show you. He says, come on, y'all. Y'all know that ain't right. But you know what? I'm going to let it go, man. I'm going to let it go. But I tell you what, after hearing about how this movie was edited by a marketing team, how it was stuffed with things that David Ayer didn't want to put in the movie in the first place, I thought, you know what? Yeah, why not give the man his director's cut? I'm actually behind that. I'm 100% behind that. Why would I not believe him? When this man he's responsible. He wrote one of the greatest movies of all time.
They build jails because of me. Judges have handed out over 15,000 man-years of incarceration time based on my investigation.
That's David Ayer. They build theaters because of me. Training Day, y'all. Training Day, man. Love Training Day. Shit, there's even. I'm gonna be like you. It's all right.
It's all right.
I'm gonna be like you with Popeye chicken. It's all right. I don't, I ain't crazy.
It's all, there's literally a poster.
I know. I was looking at it.
How did that get there? Oh my God. Who put that Training Day poster over there?
And that's the only art that stuck with us all these years. That's the only one.
It's not like every night I come down here and get on my knees and pray to Denzel for Training Day. Why would I not believe him when he says that, you know what, I made a great movie? What? Oh, he made Tax Collector.
What's up, Johnny Cash? How about that time you gave me like 3 different STDs?
Oh, yeah. Shit, maybe I need to go back and see.
Yeah, I'm not so quick to believe that.
Yeah, maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Yeah, man. What's your boy's name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Cholo LaBeouf.
That's Shia LaBeouf?
That's Cholo LaBeouf. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what I did. I went back and I watched Suicide Squad to just see once again, is there a good movie that you can separate from what the studio did to destroy this man's vision before they ruined it? Can you see where they differentiate? And I also went and I watched, in addition to that, it's been not as much as it is for you, sir, but it has been a very Suicide Squad themed day for me. Because just to make sure I had a well-rounded opinion, I also went and watched the movie that I actually always used against Suicide Squad.
Yes, you did. You said that you never actually watched it.
So I used this movie against Suicide Squad. It's called Batman Assault on Arkham. I said, man, they should have done that shit.
I mean, yeah.
What shit? You never saw it. But it's changed today.
Tell me where it is. Now!
If I didn't know better, I'd say you're trying to kill me.
You know, is that the model that they should have used for it? You know, will this actually help my opinion as we talk about this film? I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and jump right into it right now. Another thing. You know, people are always changing their minds too.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we'll review a movie at one time, and years later we might have different feelings. You know, as we continue to grow and mature. Stop lying about shit we haven't seen.
Especially that.
Yeah. Well, I never said I saw it. I just,
You asshole.
You never said.
I never said I didn't see it. Hey, that's on y'all.
They should have just done that right there.
That's what I heard. Hey, the trailer looked cool. So I watched Extended Cut just to see, you know, if it would make any big difference from what I've seen before. Now, it's been years since I've seen the original in the theater. So, you know, there's some things that might come across different for me. One is, you know, I'm going to be positive with this, man. I'm going to start out very positive with this. Being that I don't remember a lot of the movie, I've watched clips and stuff enough to, like, remember how things went together. And at the time, I hated it so much. Now, did I give it some old bullshit, y'all? Did I give it a low rental? I think I gave it some old bullshit. And I talked about how they just completely screwed this film up. I'm going to go with I gave it some old bullshit. But I found myself, after watching it again, now I might have had a grudge, or maybe I was just mad that they didn't, you know, because I wanted DC to actually succeed.
Well, plus you were so in love with the trailer.
I was.
You loved that trailer and the music they were playing.
Queen,
yeah. Queen. Everybody was riding Queen's dick at the time, and and then you came in and the movie was not what you were sold.
Yeah, I might have had a little bit of a grudge going in, but I tell you, now that I'm a little separated from it, I did find myself enjoying more scenes than I remember. Even things that I didn't like before, I imagined, didn't bother me as much, even if they were put in by the studio.
Sure.
Like the title cards, I hated the title cards, and I hated it because it felt like a studio decision.
AKA Deadshot.
I was like, damn, stop trying to be so cool. It was like somebody trying way too hard to be edgy.
It feels like a scream from a video game.
They've done that with other with other Suicide Squad properties, like in the movie we'll be talking about a little bit later, Assault on Arkham. At the beginning, they did the exact same thing, pretty much. You mother. You know, they set it up for some story and whatnot, and actually the music there is just as annoying as the music they're using in
Techno
these.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, so I mean,
But it's also most people don't know these characters. Like, you know, Batman, Superman, all of them, you're like, yeah, we don't have to introduce them. We know them. But these guys, unless you read comics, you don't know who they are.
Exactly.
So you got to introduce them to the
I mean, even for the Suicide Squad, the one everybody's loving, when the teaser came out that we went crazy over, they used sort of the same thing to introduce their characters. Just a little montage of title cards. He just looks
so sad.
Wait, why am I wearing this suit again?
You know, I think I said this, but you know, he looks like that kid whose mama made a cheap ass Halloween costume.
Wonder Bread.
Just sitting there, Wonder Bread man.
No, you're Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
No, I'm Wonder Bread,
Like
Mama.
the family just ate a whole bunch of Wonder Bread and just dressed him up in it.
Stitched all those packages together.
So I have to be Polka Dot Man. There's no other choices.
Yeah, and the reason why that I think I liked the intro of these characters is because I like who was introing those characters, man. I mean, hey, look, there's some things that you could talk about with the characters that they have in here. Some people it's debatable on where they got those characters right, but Viola Davis as Amanda Waller,
oh yeah,
I was
great
like,
casting.
God damn, that was perfect casting. You know, they captured her so well.
Yeah, she's just cold blooded.
Ooh, I love that, man. Let me tell you, I love this character, man. You know, just a bad bitch who scares the shit, not just out of villains.
10 years off a triple life sentence.
Why don't we have some fun?
I was just playing. She just punked him out in front of everybody. Shit, he want to go back to jail now. Not only does she scare villains, but she scares heroes too.
What are you really up to? Dumbass didn't believe the stories.
Boy, she love get up in the motherfucker. She like, yeah, this bitch came with a warning label. And Joel Kinnaman, man. Is that his name? Joel Kinnaman? Yeah, Joel Kinnaman. I think, I don't know if I was hard on him when we did our last review. And if I was, I apologize. And I think a lot of people are actually kind of hard on him. I actually like him a lot in the movie. Like, if I had any kind of bad critique for him, it was very negative, then I deeply apologize, because I did enjoy him in this, man. You know, what I enjoyed about him is that he's just real dry, man. A lot of that dryness, there's a sense of humor in it. One of the things I like is like how he knows how to play this character well to me, because after he got that verbal ass whooping from Amanda, what's her name? Amanda Waller. He just became her puppy. When he came, he's like, hey, man, don't talk to me. Look at her, man.
Well, you know, he's compromised the whole time. He's trying to be a good soldier and do his thing. But Joel Kinnaman, in a lot of things I see him in, he looks like an alcoholic who just got their first chip and just barely holding it together.
Wow.
Damn, you look like you just called this sponsor. Yeah. You take another drink and I'll blow your head off. God damn, I'm thirsty. Nah, man, I love the way she got him in check quick. And there are little subtle things in the movie, because David Ayer is a good writer, man. Mm-hmm. And there's some things in here, little subtle things, like when he's been put in check. You know, it's not like he has to play it broadly. It's little points in there where he lets it be known in small ways. Like, yeah, look, this bitch got me, man.
Welcome to Bel Ray Special Security Barracks. How you doing, man?
Kiss her ass. She's in charge.
You know, that's the way he's looking around. Like, he hates saying that.
Yeah, it's very passive aggressive, which is what he is through all the rest of the movie.
And like I said, man, a lot of that dryness, there's a lot of wit in there. Because when he starts, going toe-to-toe with Will Smith, Will's that death shot, yeah. Because now, you know, Will Smith is bringing in his big Willie-isms. Mm-hmm. And he's just looking at him like, man, are you done? You know, I've heard the, yeah, Joker, yeah, dude, yeah, whatever else you got, man, we heard that shit already. Just let me know when you're done.
Let me tell you the price. I want full custody of my daughter. And her grades start slipping, I need you white people that thing. Mm-hmm. You know how y'all do. Oh, yeah.
I like that part.
I actually love that scene, man. Yeah, man, there really is. There are some good things in here. And I'm talking about Will Smith, but I thought Will Smith was I don't think he was bad in this
I always
either.
thought he was the standout in the movie. I know a lot of people love Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I wasn't the biggest fan until Birds of Prey. I thought he did the best job.
Yeah, I'm not that big on Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think she looks the part perfectly, but I think of like every voice actress who's done it nails it, and she's doesn't have that same level of zaniness or crazy. Like it's almost like somebody doing really good cosplay but not measuring up. But Will Smith, I think that even watching this again, I was like, you know what? Every scene I like is a scene with him in it.
Man, he's great in it.
I had no idea that Will Smith was even in it, and when I was watching it this morning, I was like, oh my God, Will Smith! It was such a surprising, happy moment where I was like, oh great, I might actually want to sit through this movie.
And I'll tell you what, I do like him and Margot Robbie together. Because shit, I think some kind of entanglement is going on with
I know
him.
they both deny it, and she's like, "Well, he's twice my age," and I'm like, "So?" Because every time there's a scene with just the two of them together, which they manage a few of those, there's some chemistry going on there.
Man, they wrote them scenes themselves because they together in the movie, like their chemistry is like a little bit too good, and they already were in another movie together.
Yeah. Focus.
I'm gonna drop him, the sword lady, 5 or 7 of these seals. After that, I'm gonna need some help. You down?
You're my friend too.
Shit, I didn't know acting.
That's the thing. You get a small scene like that with the two of them, and there's that feeling like, you know, we kind of don't need these other characters.
Man, there are moments where the action slows down, and all these characters do actually. Now, I'll mention this later. I think it's kind of counterproductive to what the Suicide Squad should be. But there's a moment where they sit, they act, the actors act, and they all have some. They all have some great moments together. The dialogue is actually pretty cool. The scene is actually well directed. There's a scene way into the movie where they go into a bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that one. And the bar scene is actually, even when I saw the movie back then, I think that scene stood out to me.
Own that shit. You know, outside, you're amazing. But inside, you're ugly. We all are.
Will.
So now. It's like, when do I get to speak?
So you thinking about Roby's ass right now,
I'm beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
I actually thought that was kind of cool, you know. It's like she called his ass ugly, then she's like, you know what? Nah, actually, out of everybody in here, you're cool. If you have that kind of confidence, you're all right.
She's flirty. That's all
No,
she
I
is.
actually think that she admires that he had confidence, and she's like, you know what? You are beautiful if you can carry yourself like that. You know, I really like that scene, man.
Because it's the first time they're really all having a conversation with each other in the movie.
Yeah.
And not just like one or two of them by themselves. Or they're not yelling at each other.
Yeah. No, exactly. They're having forced conflict and everything.
Yeah.
I think there's even hints of a pretty cool Batman movie in here. There are scenes in here where I thought they captured the action well. They got that, they had that scene with Batman when he ran the joke off the road.
Yeah.
Tried to kill his ass.
Kill her in full effect. I will kill you.
Shit. But he did go after Harley when she was in the water, man. I thought that was a cool scene. The action was filmed well.
That actually was a cool
I
scene.
didn't understand that. If they're beefing, why not just let the bitch die? Why do you go down and get her?
Because
he's not looking to kill her.
there's a whole thing with a whole code. Although in these movies it's debatable.
Goes back and forth.
But Batman, as much as he can, his thing is I don't kill, because at first it was a self-righteous thing. He says, you know, I'm not gonna stoop as low as these criminals. And then one day he realized, no, I'm crazy. And if I kill somebody, I might lose it.
Yeah, I might not stop.
Yeah, and then I'll be another freak out here just like they are. But that was a cool scene. He jumped in there.
Yeah, the save her. She's still trying to.
And that was cool. He punched the shit out of her. I'll go that chick.
You've been down here faking this whole time,
right? You're still gonna.
I was like,
joke.
I was like, shit, that's some determination, man. to be drowning and planning to kill somebody at the same time. I believe what we just mentioned. These are the parts of the movie that David Ayer is talking about, because there are other things in this movie that feel so random that it had to be the studio coming in and interfering with what he was doing. Mainly the music. Because David Ayer was talking about, he said, look, all that stuff with the soundtrack, he's like, that's not me. All these needle drops that they do, you know. All
They
this,
do a lot.
Yeah, man. You know, thing with this movie, the music is annoying, man. It's like somebody, it's like a Spotify playlist put on shuffle. They just put some shit in here because and to them, that was a way to make the movie more fun. And we'll talk about why they tried to do that in a little while, but they were trying to make this more fun. They were trying to make it more colorful. They were trying to build it up because I want to talk about something a little bit, but one, they just got tired of being called dark and depressing, make it colorful and jolly. And hey, the marketing did work on it. You know, everybody went to go see it. And I would not mind the music if it actually felt like something that was natural for the movie. Because there was a moment where when they were introducing the characters, okay, they chose a song where the lyrics did feel like it was going with the intro of these characters, you know, especially with Harley Quinn. But then it got to a point where they just started playing just anything. And that's why I said that shit felt like they just put it on shuffle. It had no rhyme or reason, especially with Will Smith. When Will Smith came on, they said, well, just play something black. Yeah, just play some Kanye. Kanye's popular. Play something with some soul. But man, when they started playing Eminem,
Two trailer park girls go round the outside.
I said, man, this shit's a high school project. This is a TikTok video now. This is playing. Man, I was embarrassed. That's when I started hating. That's when I started hating this movie. And if you've been watching the movie, then you've been seeing progressively how they've just been randomly just throwing shit in. It turned to Suicide Squad, the jukebox and shit. I mean, it was
Shuffle.
Yeah, the shuffle. Yeah, it's like the movie just had his own playlist on his phone and just played it, man, just randomly. So, you know, do I think that this is a better film without studio interference? Definitely yes. To what extent? I don't know. Because there are a lot of things in here that give me doubt.
Yeah.
Like that, the music, I can definitely say that, all right, some of the more hyped up and colorful things, the music additions, that's definitely the studio doing that. Sure. All right, blame it on them.
Make it more like Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
But there are moments in here where I was like, I don't know, man. If you wrote this and directed it, that's on you, man.
Yep.
Because I think, first of all, they just, before they go on their mission, they introduce a character that we ain't even seen yet. They just bring him in, and when they bring him in, he's got the dumbest fucking power that anybody's ever heard.
Here comes Slipknot, the man who can climb anything. Wonderful.
It's funny. All that said off camera. It's like it was put in after.
Yep. ADR.
Y'all hear that shit? The man who can climb anything.
What a power set.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
The man, that's a power I would just keep to myself with.
Well, plus everybody else gets those cool title cards.
Yep.
They just bring him in an SUV.
They bring him in an SUV.
He could climb anything.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's not even a real power. You got a Craigslist power.
Yeah.
You know, if you need somebody to clean your gutters or
hang Christmas lights.
Christmas lights or get a cat out of a tree. Get the man who can climb anything. These characters have stupid names because they're meant to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Slipknot, they introduced him like he was
funny about him.
Like he was a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought in Slipknot like he's gonna do some shit. I'm like, man, they took him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Too seriously.
And what was funny about him is that when they brought him in, it's not that he has a stupid name. He's just kind of stupid himself. Mm-hmm. That fool let another person named Captain Boomerang talk him into doing something absolutely dumb.
Manipulate him.
It didn't even take long either. No. They didn't have a plan. He's like, hey man, you want to do this shit? Like, uh-huh.
I'm gone, because I got a life to live. Question is, are you coming?
Yeah. Okay. They didn't have no plan. He didn't ask no questions. He just like, you look cool.
That sounds right. Yeah. I trust you.
Yeah, it was almost like the senior in high school playing a prank on the freshman. Hey, exactly. You want to do the cool thing? Yeah.
I want to be cool. All right.
He had no plans or nothing. His stupid ass just started clowning. Like, and the funny thing is, like, they talk about the man who can climb anything, but he don't climb very fast. He, like, I thought when they say he's a man who can climb anything, I thought he was gonna like and just zoom.
Sure.
Yeah, that fool.
Leisurely pace.
He just he going up like a ski lift almost.
There I go. Honestly, they could have just shot him.
The joke is still a problem for me, and if that is David Ayer's creation,
look at him.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
There's no way he can say, well, the studio made me tat him up like a cholo and put grills
no,
on him.
that's completely him. And that is still hard to get around. Between giving him too many scenes that made him feel just completely useless, there's also Jared Leto's interpretation. You know what? I'll tell you this, Danielle, I have no problem with the look if they could have done something with it, because I would have said, now, the moment I saw him, and I saw like, what was it, damaged?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should have had obnoxious and obvious on his forehead, because that shit was like, it was all right, man, that's too much.
Yeah.
You know, but
he felt like somebody who's trying too hard.
Yep, exactly. But I said, hey, I would give this joke a chance because he's different. And if they didn't, and he's, you know, we always say do something different with the next
after
Joker.
Heath Ledger, you had to go a different way.
You should.
Yeah, that was like hard to look at, disgusting. You felt his pain, but this guy was like completely different, where he was like swagged out, and he wasn't sexy, but he wasn't hard to look at like Heath Ledger.
Danielle says,
Okay.
and I usually don't fuck white guys, and that is the whitest dude that you can find out there.
He's pretty pale.
A dude with no eyebrows.
Yeah.
I mean, I do see the sex appeal.
I can tell you right now, the joke would have been like, Danielle, you're driving me. I'm going to therapy.
I'll make him nice.
But if they had done something, if his performance had worked, I would have been all aboard on that. I would have been like, shit, man, we got a different joke and it worked. But Jared Leto's interpretation, man, I feel like it's just way too over the top. It's trying too hard. Yeah, man.
He's a hater.
Like he's trying, he's trying way too hard, man, to lay on the theatrics of the Joker.
Yeah.
And it's just, those scenes just bring me down, and I was trying too. I was trying,
especially
man.
Like when he's laid out with all the weapons around him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
But
yeah, it's cool iconography, but there's nothing backing it up.
I don't want no beef. You want no beef?
He's like, shit, man.
I just want to live.
Comments, he's second guessing his part as well.
Tattoo
He's
man.
like, no, hell no, I don't want no beef. The big problem with him is that he doesn't have a lot to do in the movie. And to a certain extent, he did have a role to play in the movie, The Joker. They just completely that up, for lack of a better word. They went in and they just did not follow through on what his initial purpose was there for.
What was it? Because I didn't remember.
So, and you wouldn't, because there's so many useless scenes with him, and that's part of his problem. That's why you think like there's so many scenes that go nowhere. What they did was they gave this character too much backstory instead of making him part of the story. He was there to actually remove the chip from Harley Quinn's neck.
Right.
He goes in and breaks in, and that could have been a part of the story where that's how some of the Suicide Squad, not all, but some of them could have got away.
Yeah.
Because, you know, by some kind of way, accidentally, somehow, they could have all figured out a way to get those chips out their necks, and the whole thing could have turned on them. There's a scene where that's why he kidnapped that doctor, and wanted, because he was really going after Harley, and in order to get her, he had to have the little time bomb removed from her neck.
Professor, could you pick up the pace?
Yeah, you know, he went in and figured out a way to do this, and it would have been cool if the other Suicide Squad members, or some of them, could have figured out a way to like take that out. Some of them could have got away. Of course, some of them wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know, but that would have been, if nothing else, that would have been the perfect way to make the Joker a natural part of the story, instead of and have him come in at a moment that seems like it's cool, because everybody would have been like, oh shit, Joker's here.
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to put him in the movie and give him all this backstory because, well, everybody loves Joker. That Joker stuff just doesn't work, man. Or maybe you just cut back on it. You cut a lot of it out in editing. Yeah. But still, that leaves other characters that don't work that well.
When are we gonna get to the main one?
Are you talking about that popping and locking stripper that they got right here? One is Enchantress. Enchantress, that's the main villain that they got to go up against. And I first of all, I thought she just looked silly with all that popping and locking going on there.
Because the soldier, and I know what he wants.
She looked like an epileptic stripper right now. Look like she's like her epilepsy. She's like having a stroke, but she's still trying to get that money. Enchantress, I thought that was a bad choice for a villain.
It was. I mean, why the British accent? One thing, but also with the Suicide Squad, they are not. Oh, we got to stop something that's going to end the world. That's not what you have.
Yeah,
them
exactly.
For. You have them for a much closer to home covert mission.
Yeah, Black Ops missions. That's what it is.
Yeah, something like this, and you should be calling in actual superheroes for this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus,
like what's Wonder Woman doing when the world's about to end?
Yeah, no,
maybe she's doing the same thing she's doing. She's getting us shimmy on. That's why I thought Assault on Arkham was a better choice, because Assault on Arkham, that's more, like you said, that's more low level.
Yeah.
There's a bomb that the Joker has. Call Batman and get together. If Batman can't do it, then if he's busy, then you get these thugs and criminals and low level supervillains to go in and do the job. Thought that would have been. That's why people say if you would have taken that plot and put it in a Suicide Squad movie, that would have worked a whole lot better.
Yep.
Killer Croc. There you go.
Killer Croc. They made Killer Croc. They made him so black that he's just silly.
I'm not asking, bruh. Y'all are just tourists.
Watch that today. We laughed so hard on that scene. It looks so silly.
Man, jump in the water, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, that won an Academy Award right there.
It sure did.
Walking in there.
Look like he's going through an air conditioning vent.
Oh my God.
Even she's like, God, did you see that?
She's like, really?
Kind of like, God damn, you stereotype.
And I'm carrying a samurai sword.
Shit, yeah.
Right. So goddamn true.
I think the biggest problem, though, is that, they weren't making a Suicide Squad movie. It said Suicide Squad, but they were not making a true Suicide Squad film, because get me wrong, you guys would know better than I would, but you got with the Suicide Squad, that's supposed to be a bunch of scumbags who are just, every chance they get, they're trying to look after themselves. They have one mission to do, and if they work together, it can be done a lot quicker, but they're always trying to double cross each other, always trying to get one over each other so they can look after their own self-interest.
Yeah.
Backstabbing each other, like real villains.
Yeah, right.
But no, by the end, they pulling some Fast and Furious Vin Diesel shit.
Oh, I know.
I lost one family. I ain't gonna lose another one.
Think it through, mother. Get through. You just met us.
You know them for a night.
Yeah, you know them for 3 hours.
Now they're your family.
Yeah, that whole line, that sums up what I think is wrong with a lot of this, is that it's trying to go for emotional beats that it hasn't earned.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because the studio interferes, because there's so many quick cuts. Like, you get to the second half of the movie, and it's just quick cut everything.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we're a family, we're a team. It's like, not really.
It's hard to tell, because if that is David Ayer's writing right there, and the rest of his writing crew, then that's probably on him, unless the studios just said that you absolutely have to do this. And there's a chance that they did. It's hard to tell.
I can see that happening there.
Well, because the studio says, you know what, we got this band of misfits that on this crazy ass mission, like another band of misfits that you know. Who also play a lot of music and have a soundtrack for every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the studio probably came in and told them to do that.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to tell without knowing, but because that's going to start at the writing process.
Sure.
That's not something that they could come in and do in post. Or maybe they could, I don't know. But the whole thing, this project was probably a little hard to do from the beginning, and probably hard to write, because you're trying to do a movie about villains who will do anything, stab anybody in the back to get theirs. But they made this a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
And because of that, they had to make them heroes. And if they're going to be heroes, even though they're villains, super villains who are doing life sentences for killing multiple serial killers, mass murderers.
Yeah, they kind of gloss over that after a while.
They just become heroes, man. And that's why they couldn't have any innocents get killed by them. It was the Enchantress that turned people into zombies, so that when they turn to zombies, we don't have to bubble tea zombies because when they kill them, we don't have to feel bad about it. We're not morally conflicted about what they do. I'm glad that wasn't a human.
Yeah. Henchman.
Yep.
Henchmen die.
Exactly.
Can we get a moratorium on shots of shells hitting the ground when guns are being fired?
Popular, man.
Enough already.
But it looks cool.
It kind of doesn't, though.
And the sound, it's awesome.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny.
You're funny,
I just gotta get it.
You don't want to fuck the joke. You want to fuck the joke, and you calling us funny?
Everybody likes a bad boy. That's all I gotta say about that.
A guy who models himself after jokes, you gonna call us funny like we crazy?
No, I know. It's just you guys. I just get a kick out of y'all because you just live for this stuff, and then when it comes, you just pick it apart.
No. We love this type of material, but when it's done badly, then we're gonna criticize it because there's no reason why it couldn't have been done well.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad's a really interesting property. I mean, I love the comics, and it looks like that's where we're gonna finally get this new movie. And so it's a shame that they weren't able to do it the first time. Although at the time, I mean, the DC universe was just flailing.
After watching Suicide Squad, man, first of all, it's easy to jump on this movie, man. It's easy to jump on this movie and criticize it because now it's one of those movies that has the reputation of being bad, probably more than what the product is. Every time it's reported, you hear about how it was critically panned, even though when it made money. You hear about the David Ayer himself trashing it. You hear about some of the production troubles that they've had. So it's one of those movies that has just a bad reputation. You can judge it harder, and we did that. I would tell you that I'm guilty of doing that. When it's all said and done after seeing this again, one, not a good movie at all, but I don't think it's the bullshit movie that I would have given before. Yeah. I probably would just give it a low rental at this point.
Yeah,
because I actually enjoyed a lot about it, man. Well, not a lot. There was a lot more I enjoyed about it than I thought.
Yeah, there were things about it I enjoyed more than I did the first time. But one of the things that was consistent to me is that except for a lot of Will Smith's ad-libbing, I shouldn't find any of the jokes funny.
Yeah.
And that's just obnoxious, watching something that's trying to be funny and it's not.
It did have good moments, but that was not enough. They just mishandled the property so thoroughly. They just didn't have an understanding of it, and that's what I found so frustrating.
Yeah, it's just I came in, I saw some things that I actually could praise it for, where I didn't do that before. Yeah, like I said, it's not a good movie at all, man, not at all. But the other part of that is, do I think that David Ayer? Do I still have the opinion that David Ayer could go in and salvage a movie? Because we were talking about how, all right, maybe these things are still on him, and maybe you're not gonna come out with this, this better as much of a better movie as you think you will. But honestly, there's so many things there that could be the studio's fault, right? Even down to the writing. Like I don't know, I think they would have to let him be like what Zack Snyder did and let him go and reshoot some things.
Reshoots, yeah.
He would. That's the only way that I could see that. Yes, I think there's a better movie there. Yes, I do think he has a point. Yes, I would still love to see a director's cut from him. But at the same time, I don't know if they want to put that much money behind it unless the Suicide Squad does so well that they could actually ride off that.
Yeah, how can we make more money on this project?
Yeah, and I would love to see it if they put more money into it. But I think he would have to reshoot, definitely.